Hello, hello, hello. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Crypto Traders Arena. It's Kevin here, and it's another Wednesday. Gonna talk some crypto here. I think I got my stream going, yeah. Just doing this show solo, so I never quite know. So if anybody on YouTube can't hear me or something, let me know. See Paul in the chat, so hey, Paul. I actually see a bunch of regulars in the chat. Hey, everybody. Hanya, how's it going? Well, I'm not going to list everybody, but I see all you guys commenting. So, hey, everybody. Actually, Hanya's in the room. I was going to mention our little giveaway we're doing, and of course, these cool images she made for us. And I was laughing because now that we have a bunch of these little, like, kind of thumbnail icons, like this one in the lower left corner. And actually, if Paul had said if Bitcoin can consolidate above the all-time highs here and stay above it for a couple days, he was going to get this one tattooed on his chest. So we can all root for Bitcoin over the next week or so. Paul could get his tattoo. So anyway, yeah, we are doing this giveaway though, by the way. It's on Sunday, so if you're not already loaded up in here, then go on Twitter and retweet this tweet here. And I guess what it's asking us to like, repost, and tag 3 friends, and we'll enter in one of our money giveaways. We're giving away $100. It looks like, and a month of premium access to our group, and 15 STRK. And 1.5 million Pepe, which, Jesus, Pepe's still ripping. I guess all the meme coins are ripping. I was going to look at some of those. Geez, Solana's been on fire again. Solana meme coins, that is. Not so much. Solana's sort of trying to break out here, but it did make a new high. But I don't know. It looks a little bit weaker, actually. But yeah, so we're doing this giveaway. It's on Twitter. We got all these cool gladiator images from Hanya, so thanks again for those. And I guess looks like we have about 425 people in this thing so far. And we'll do the drawing on Sunday during our Sunday Crypto Weekly Review show that Paul and I do at, well, whatever time we do that. I suppose if this is 19 UTC now, then we do that show 3 hours earlier at 13 UTC. So check us out on Sunday, and you can find out if you win this giveaway, and we'll send you some money. It's about the extent of our marketing plan here, is just giving away money. And I suppose it's we are trying to grow our community. Definitely want to find community members that are serious about trading. So even if we have a smaller community, I'd prefer a smaller community of serious traders than a huge community of degenerate gamblers. We don't mind degenerates as long as you're at least a managed risk degenerate. That sounds pretty good, but try to I don't know, draw a distinction between our group and many crypto groups that are a little bit more into just sort of moon boy kind of antics. We like to stick to trading setups and following healthy plans, healthy risk management. It's kind of slow and steady rising of our equity curve through what I would call managed risk trading, I suppose. And so our group's a reflection of that, hopefully, and we show up every day and focus on trading setups, a lot of lower time frame stuff in general in the group. Every day we meet in the New York session and trade. And also there's some meetings in the London session here and there. A good chunk of our group is in Europe, Australia, mostly that area of the world, actually. Not so much my area of the world here in North America. But we got there's some of us for sure. But a lot of people on the London session sort of time zone. So I don't know, if you're in North America, come join us so we can build out our side of the group and have a gladiator battle with these Romanians. I'd be scared, actually. I'm scared of the Romanians. I don't know if I want a gladiator battle with them. But anyway, get in our giveaway. Follow us on Twitter. Hit like and subscribe. All that stuff on YouTube. I suppose our YouTube channel is slowly growing. We do try to make some decent content. You know, like I said, we have this Sunday show that we're doing. We've done like, I don't know, 58 or 59 of them, I guess, ever since the January 1st of 2023. We started that, Paul and I, and I've just been talking about altcoin investing for, you know, all through last year, which if you were watching those shows, hopefully you got long something. Because we did every Sunday talk about stuff that was buyable. And of course, today, I don't know if there's not really that much buyable, so it makes doing these shows a little harder right in the middle of a ripping market. Because as far as investing goes, it's a little tricky to go and find buyable names. I mean, I got a couple things, I suppose. I did take a Solana trade today. We'll look at that. Not on Solana, sorry, but just on a meme coin. And I suppose the meme coins are on fire again. So I guess it's, I mean, I've taken two, I suppose now, like sort of degen trades. They're still like sell half on double type trades, but they move much quicker. So they're sort of like in between, still not using a stop, risking to zero kind of thinking, but also trying to bang out doubles on like day traders sort of time frame because these things move pretty quick. I took one earlier in the week and actually kind of first attempt wasn't so great. My second attempt did bang a double out on, and so I don't know, we'll look at that one. But then I took another one today. But the point I was getting at is I suppose going and hunting all the brand new memes are probably still kind of on the table right now. I think there was one I missed yesterday too. I was trying to hunt it and then I got sidetracked and then it took off without me. So yeah, Solana memes seem totally on for the time being, and I suppose as long as like Bonk and Whiff are just going into like the stratosphere, like those things have ripped. Actually, there's like several rippers here. Like Popcat, I have Popcat on the screen. Damn, this thing's just blasted off. Damn. And I don't know, I don't really want to toot my horn too much, but yep, I'm going to toot my own horn. I don't know. I thought it'd be funny to look at the Discord room. I was going to pull up. I mean, you see Popcat's like 15x off I think it was like 15x off my entry of late. It's backing off a little bit here now, but man, this thing is ripping. And honestly, we've been trading this since back here. Like this was December when I first started Solana degen trading, and I've kind of traded this range the whole time. A beautiful example of just range, kind of range action. But there's huge moves in here. Even these moves were big. They look tiny compared to this. But I don't know, give you guys an idea what we do here in our group. But I know there's a lot of regulars in here that are probably already in the group. But for anybody new, you know, we are a Discord channel that we you know, like I said, we focus on setups, but we do have plenty of time for investment too. But we basically have a few different rooms that we're posting setups in here. And I could just, I mean, like if I Google Popcat right here, or not Google, not Google, but if I just search Popcat in here and scroll down, you could probably see, I don't know, somebody, let's see here. I mean, that looks like me posting about Popcat here at 01. That was the first or the second rally, I should say. This was the first. And then, you know, buying reload zones here. I suppose that was in here. Yeah, 01 right around there, you know, 78.6 of or 78.6 of the first range. Banging out trades there. That was on 1/10, January 10th, and then, well, it looks like Alex, I took one of his trades today. Actually, I'll show that one in a minute because that one's still viable, actually. But looks like Alex was reminding us again a couple days later on a retest of that W. You know, so same area, basically, that I was hunting. So hopefully he took that trade. Then after that, this was, you know, we rode that ride up. And then here, I started talking about it again here as we came down in the green boxes again. That was on January 22nd. And I even posted again here as we were more in green boxes, just saying I'm buying it. And even that's like 013, so that wasn't even the bottom, right? I mean, it was pretty close because that was this green box here. And of course, there's still much more time and even cheaper levels to buy here down to 88.6. But I think even if you're buying in that green box, you're not too mad now. So you can't say that we weren't all over PopCat. I mean, Carol was talking about it. These are just, this was in the DGen room where we're posting a lot of this stuff. But of course, in our live streams, even I was reminding people again in one of our live streams on January 30th. So anyway, point being, that's PopCat. But hell, there's another ripper I was thinking of too. Salama is another one that I think most of the group is probably doing okay on. Boom! Sorry if that was loud. Kind of looks the same. This one's making a new high now. Also one that we traded back in here. Hell, I even think we traded that tiny little move there, if I remember correctly, when it was brand new. I could probably do the same thing here and just type in Solama. What are people saying about Solama? Looks like Carol and Stefan were talking about it first here. I mean, as far as, yeah, that was back in January, so early January. Look at that. Solama might put in a nice little W. That was on January 11th, me talking about Solama here. That's a nice looking chart right before the W breakout at 00023. Go look at 00023. Looks like that was right around here, I think. Yeah, somewhere in there. And hell, look at how the W came in later and the actual W breakout, you could have bought that too. That was like at about the same level, 026. And now I suppose you're up quite a bit off that trade. So I don't know, depending on where you want to risk, it looks like you're up about 500%. So that's not bad. So anyway, we pick these things all day long. I mean, that's our DGen room. Just, this DGen room here is the top of this channel. I don't know what's going on in here right at the moment. Let's see what's happening here. I know they were taking Doge trades earlier, so this is a 5-minute Doge trade that everybody was hunting in the live stream this morning. Well, my morning. So I don't know what Doge is doing right now. Actually, Doge was the only coin I bought the dip on yesterday, really. I didn't get into that in a bit, but obviously there was a dip yesterday. It wasn't the deepest dip that... It's not the dip I'm looking for. That's like a Star Wars reference or something. But I did buy Doge at like 13.5 cents or something like that. But I didn't really get filled on anything else, actually. It didn't quite dip into my stink levels, so... next bus on Doge, Paul's saying. So maybe that Doge trade didn't work out so well, so maybe my buy the dip trade wasn't that great either. But anyway, you can kind of, but point being here, still, you could see how first he started talking about this was my time. So this was like after the New York Open. We were talking about this in the New York session and, just setting up, waiting for the W. The W eventually comes in. So we're just finding setups all day long. David's in the room right now, looks like on YouTube, and he was talking about Solama. I mean, a lot of us were banging out wins. This is the one I missed yesterday. So I was, I was hunting it. Well, this one, I was kind of watching it through here as it came down into the reload zone, but there's no W there, right? We're getting into the reload zone, so nothing to do there. And then by later in the day, when the W actually came in down here, I wasn't paying attention, but that looks like a double was probably banged out there. I don't know what this one's doing now. Up cat. And it's like, I was sort of a little bit hesitant. Wow. Is this the same one? Look at that fucking big ass. Look what happened right there. I don't know what the hell happened there. Probably some fat finger. But you could see, yeah, I was getting interested back here. And then that would have been a nice double, I think, off that W. It looks like 36 up to... Yeah, about a double off that first move. And then, of course, you could have even bought the next W. So I slacked on this one. Damn. Nice W's, though. So, I mean, perfect example. Solana meme coins are ripping. That's a pretty nice W. I suppose if you were to step in on one of those two candles, you'd be laughing right now. Up about a double here. And then I don't know whatever happened here. Maybe you would have gotten off some trades. I don't know exactly how much trading happened in that move. Probably not a lot. Let's see if I could see it on like, oh, it doesn't even, I guess that's it right there. I don't know. Probably not a lot of, who knows what happened there, but, or that looks at the beginning. I don't know. That wick's not even, oh, that was over here actually. There it is. Wow, look at that. I wonder what happened there. But nonetheless, that was one. And then the one I took today, which I think is probably Bible, was one of Alex's names, Crochet. Oh, Crochet. It looks like it's, I mean, I basically bought the W, so I'm going underwater a little bit here. It's trying to break out. We'll see if it can get its act together. But I mean, same kind of thing. This looks like those other ones, before they took off. Like if I drew some reload zones here and just looks like we came down into below 78.6 area. And then, this W is kind of ugly here, but it shows up a little better on against Solana. So I basically, kind of chased into the W a little bit here, looking for that breakout, and I'll just sell half on a double up here kind of area. We'll see what happens. It might fail. But, I mean, fail or not, hopefully you can see the logic behind the trade. I mean, it's just below 78.6, W's coming in. You could draw trend lines off the top here and see that the W's on the other side of the trend line. So plenty of reasons to think about something like this. I mean, it's a hilarious meme crochet world. I don't know. If you'd have told me some of my best crypto trades this cycle had to do with cats, I wouldn't have believed you. But, as it turns out cats have been pretty profitable this time around. So, not that this one's all cats, but oh, look how cute. These are adorable. How could you not trade crochet? These are actually awesome. I love these. So anyway, I mean, if we're going to be buying anything, I suppose there's not a lot of altcoins in regular altcoin land that look like this at the moment. So if you're going to be trading, I suppose these aren't the worst idea. I mean, that's just one that I took today. The one I took a couple days ago, I was literally like at a coffee shop in the middle of a bike ride. This is why you probably shouldn't even trade like this. I don't know. I just felt like aping into this crypto Twitter, CT, and it was in here. I actually bought that W, so I was kind of chasing. It was still in a reload zone, but I first bought that W, which isn't even a great W. Shame on me. That's kind of a weak left side of a W. But nonetheless, I bought that and got immediately just destroyed here. So yeah, my first trade didn't work so well, and then I ended up getting back in. I guess that was this W. Then I ended up buying again and had to go underwater a bit, and then banged a double out on that move. So, and now it's just kind of floating here, not really doing much. I don't know if this one's worth thinking about anymore until we get like another bottom in. Maybe wait for another W here. But I like the name. I mean, crypto Twitter seemed like a no-brainer to me. And it's a 850,000 market cap right now, so it still has room to move higher, I'd say. It has 104K in locked liquidity, so it seems like an okay one. But just trying to capitalize on some of these. Hell, I was talking about Brett in this show last week, and then I didn't take this one's insane. And talk about a buy the dip yesterday. This was the dip to buy, man. Damn. But I remember, I don't know if you guys were watching last week, but I was sitting there talking about these W's right here, and then right after it went like 15x. And I didn't take that. I have a free position from here. I didn't take this stupid trade here like an idiot. And then, damn, yesterday they like dropped it, like pulled it back into 78.6, and then now it's up like, how far is it up off of 78.6? It's insane. That was the dip to buy yesterday. 400%. Well, yeah, that was the dip. Yeah, if you bought 78.6 there, you're up 4x here. Damn. Yeah, Christian, I think you have an LJ setup on crochet. Yeah, that trendline setup's on that crochet I was just looking at. So that one's, I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying it's going to work for sure, but like if you're going to take a shot, it's not the worst shot. I had a little more hopes for it breaking straight out actually, and it looks like it's retested now. So we'll see if it finds any support here. But I don't know. That was one. Well, I mentioned crypto Twitter. I already took that one. I don't like that one so much right now. I mean, some of these like K-pop has been threatening to rip. Kind of hasn't quite taken. This is one that another one that we've been trading for a while, and like this one, probably takes off. It's been like struggling, a little slow to rip here, but I bet you that one looks pretty viable to me, as a matter of fact. I mean, you have the big W came in, it tried to rip, got taken back right away, which isn't like the best sign. I don't know. I don't love that. It just like ripped up and got rejected at the top of the old range. That's not my favorite, but at the same time, it looks relatively happy. So I don't know. This one probably isn't the worst one to consider. I mean, you could draw fibs off of, even these lows here and just say, well, 78.6 is right where it's sitting. So I don't know. Not the worst. Like that one's probably doable. I'm already long and I've been trading this. I'm not going to add here, but actually I could probably add here because I've even been having some limit orders filled on Jupiter. So I actually could go and reload there. I don't know. I'll think about that one. I haven't really looked at it. But I mean, yeah, I mean, shit, like a lot of these are ripping here. I mean, that Brett was ridiculous. I even have an Arbitrum cat name. This one, I do have one free position, and then my second one, I got a double here, but didn't get my sell off. This is NOLA, and it looks like they've retested. I mean, I was basically long from here. I was a little early, and then basically a little W in there. That was like a 4-hour W, but it actually did when I was asleep, went up and hit my double level. I didn't get the sell off, and now they've taken it back. And so whether you are interested in this one or not, I don't know. I guess I don't want to delete that, but not really great structure here. But this one's on Arbitrum, so I didn't get a double there. But what else I got here that's maybe even doable by? I mean, I don't know. Some of these are too far gone. Like Ponke is ripping, same kind of thing. Like I could probably go in our Discord and was anybody talking about Ponke? I could think of one guy that was talking a lot about Ponke way back. Oh yeah, there it is right there. Yeah, Mr. Carroll was our Ponke shill. I don't even know how to say that. Ponke. Hell, even Da Vinci was in here shilling Ponke. That's hilarious. If anybody knows the old Da Vinci, he was buying $100 worth of Ponke, and that was in January 20th. So he's probably doing okay on that. But we were in there. I don't know when the first time. I guess see, like even here, I give people plenty of time, man. I was like hunting these levels when it was still way up here, and that was I had basically just drawn out 78.6 against the old W, like classic. I think this trade even went underwater a little bit. Well, not really. What am I talking about? See, nice and hell, I got the bottom. I mean, that's like the perfect 78.6 against previous W breakout trade. So it looks like I was on with Mr. Ponke. And I even gave some updates here. We got a little closer, but not quite. Still waiting, I said. Even later, I said, come to me. Almost getting filled, not quite filled. And this is after it got filled. So I don't know. I'm just kind of tongue-in-cheek bragging right here a little bit. I'm not really bragging. I'm just trying to point out that we actually do this every day. And the whole point of our group is to call out these trades before they happen. So hopefully people in the group are taking these. I know some people are. It's a little slower today, so we don't have any new ideas, it looks like. I mean, there was that one I had, I guess, yesterday. There was some trades Paul was talking about. This was, trading long on the long side on Bitcoin. So we're kind of mixing so we have like our degen and scalp room. So these are like lower time frame crypto trades or just degenerate Solana trades really is sort of what's ending up in this room for the most part. And you can see everybody's in here posting bottoms like this one, Ord Bridge David was talking about. Nice W here. Wonder what happened with that one. So anyway, everybody was all over Popo. I guess what's Popo doing today? Actually, I haven't really looked. Popo was one of our favorites that also started with Carol early on. Yeah, it looks like it pulled back and actually gave a nice buy the dip sort of the last day or so. Not quite all the way down to the W. I mean, I think ideally buying Popo down here would be the next best thing. Nice retest through there. I mean, we were all over it right here. I mean, I'm not going to go. I could go search this one too. I guess I could keep doing that, but I mean, I think I proved my point a little bit. But I do still have a couple more in my head though that weren't even on. Like I have also the other ones that we just like the longer term trades. I mean, hell, I remember this W specifically. We were talking about that in the live stream. I bought that. I also added back here, and then they came out with their. Well, first it was the watch, and then the new NFTs and. Between those two fundamental events, I suppose Popo got its act together and ripped here, and then just got 38.2 rejected. Pretty good example of just a 38.2 rejection. You know, I talk a lot about can I like get my double off before 38.2? This is exactly why. Like when I'm talking about altcoin investing, I like to be able to target my double below 38.2 because this happens all the time. Runs up to 38.2, then comes right back down. You can reload again. And I suppose with this one, I'll just try to reload here at that 42.31-ish level here on the W again for now. I mean, I could draw some fibs here and hunt 78.6s too, because in my opinion, the bottom's in now. I mean, we had a nice W off of the 88.6 of the old range, so in my opinion, I have no problem buying anywhere around 78.6 at this point, which is a little higher than my blue line, so somewhere in there if Popo wants to come down there. Not the full-on ripper that Popcat and those other ones were, but it's still doing all right. And I think in general, I like this. It seems like they kind of botched their NFT launch. Well, they're not kind of. They completely botched it. And then redid it like several days later. But they have this silly watch they're making. I don't know how they're coming along on the watch. Are they talking about the watch on their website? I don't know. You'd have to go look on Telegram or Discord or something, but they're making a little I think that's kind of a cool idea, like a smartwatch to sort of go along with the Solana phone, which I don't know if anybody's bought the phone. I was thinking about trying to buy one of those phones. I don't know if they're still available to pre-order or whatever, but I wasn't going to use it. I was thinking about just buying one and then flipping it maybe down the road. So I don't know, let me know if anybody's bought the phone. So anyway, there's Popo. Soulcade. Cool, yeah, throw some names in here. Throw some names in here. Let's do some Solana trading here. Solana Arcade. Woo, that one already took off though. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that's in the reload zone. 78.6, you could have just hit the 78.6 bottom here, and I don't know, that's technically kind of a W. I mean, it was, we don't have the left side of the W here so much just because it's brand new, but that breakout, I think that's like a solid area of support here coming down against those levels here, and you can see what happened. I mean, just a little late now. I'm not going to chase something like this. But maybe if it comes back down, I mean, this one doesn't have that beautiful looking structure yet, but let's see where this is at down the road here, where the next bottom comes in. So you just sell the phone antenna for a double. Yeah, you can part that phone out, man. That's yeah, probably got to buy two phones and sell half on a double. Although I don't really want to use a Solana phone. That just sounds like a good way to get robbed. You're sitting there chatting on your Solana phone at the bar, and then you leave and you get jumped for your crypto. Whoa, this thing just jumped up a little bit here. Yeah, anyway, so I guess I'm talking about Solana memes right out the gate. Might as well. I mean, as long as this thing's ripping, these things like whiff. I mean, hell, like you'd have been chasing right here, but in hindsight too, nice breakout on whiff. And of course, whiff was another one that everybody was all over, especially Carol. Early on, he's trading the shit out of this way back here even. I do have some left. I want to tell you about how I accidentally sold half of my whiff position on BonkBot like a fucking idiot. What? That was right here. I think it was, yeah, in there I accidentally hit I was like trying to sell something else from like bed, like a total. So I kind of screwed myself on whiff a little bit, but I still have half of that. But I accidentally exited a little earlier than I wanted. So what can you do? You can't hell, I make mistakes all the time. I don't claim to be the the sharpest tool in the shed. But at the same time, I try to do my best, and I try to have my plan worked out, and I try to follow it. And, try to take somewhat of a relaxed approach. I'm not particularly a relaxed person, I don't think. I try to keep it a little more relaxed. Bound to make some mistakes, though, like I did here on Whiff. And what else is in here? I mean, I was going to say about this, as long as this is ripping, I suppose those new issue ones probably have a chance. Spiro was one that we talked, I definitely told people about this one. It's sort of like, in this area, I kind of aped in right there. I guess it was, yeah, Yeah, right into not really a W, but it or was it? Is this a daily chart? So that was like a week ago. Yeah, that sounds about right. Let's see. Do I actually have it? Maybe it was earlier. I feel like it was earlier, but oh yeah, I was back here. So you can see I did. I don't think I didn't sell this double though. The problem with these things, if you don't have a limit order, you know, so I got to wait for more move. But you can see I banged a double out from way back here early on. That was like kind of just aping in these, you know, and I don't know. I had mixed results with this, but you definitely could bang a lot of doubles out just kind of trying to ape into these. But a lot of them crapped out and, you know, that didn't work. But this one, well, anyway, all I was gonna say is back here. I guess this was like taken over by somebody, and I kind of liked their story, the way they were talking about it. So I don't know how it's going here, but you can see I kind of aped in without any real structure, and then it sort of went underwater for a while. But slowly but surely, it's got itself together. Now it's got a little W. I don't know if you chase it in right there, but I don't mind it. This thing might take off. God, I hate that about these DeFi names, though. If you don't have a limit order working, and even if I had a limit order working, it, you know, maybe wouldn't have gotten filled. Depends on how much time, you know, how much time price went through there. It was not very long. I mean, that's 15-minute charts. So I probably would have gotten filled there. We'll see. Who knows? It all just depends. But I've had some of those Jupiter limit orders not fill. Usually it's like when it's just one wick through and comes back down. And also, of course, the size you're trading and all that shit matters. But anyway, point being, Spiro is actually not... Is that what it is? Spiro? Yes, Spiro. This one doesn't seem that bad. I don't think that chart's very bottomed looking, to be fair. Like, it's not that W that I would like to see. So maybe wait for another W. But I kind of like the story. It's 1.1 million market cap, so I could easily see it 10xing or something. But you know, it used to be, I suppose, back here. I don't know, 48,000. Is that the market cap? Oh, that's in Seoul. So it got up to like 4.6. So I mean, even just back up to the highs, you know, from right here, if you can buy the dip, this thing seems like it has plenty of upside. Yeah, just Soulzilla. Oh yeah, Omnicat's actually one that I've been sort of. This one was pissing me off yesterday because it didn't want to give me my double. Very nice, big, wide, tall W though. But as it comes back down, I'd be interested in this one. But well, I'm already long, but I was like struggling to get my. Yeah, this one. So I was long a little early off 78.6, went underwater for a while. Ran up, hit my double, and it was just sitting there, but it wouldn't like break through, so I wasn't doing anything. And now look at it. That's fucking annoying. I also had like an ape in double back here, like probably on like a 5-minute chart. You know, that's the thing, is I don't know if going out and doing this kind of stuff, I don't know if I love that. It was fun in December. We did a lot of it, but geez. I don't know. I guess I'm gonna have to drag this way back. Well, that was a bad idea. Yeah, so I guess I was like, shit. Well, now I'm just messing everything up. I don't know what just happened here. I guess, well, it was right there. I don't know. There's not much point in whatever. I was just run, you know, not the W buying that yeah, look, I like aped in probably a W, kind of a W-ish looking thing there on probably lower time frames. Aped in, got wrecked for a bit, and then it got its act together. This kind of stuff, I don't know. Like, we could go and hunt those. And yeah, that's fine. You got to just talk about degenning, though. Just it's just more like take a small pizza money bet and see what happens kind of thing. It's kind of cool to see these actually, you know, that was in December. Yeah, that was December 22nd. Yeah, I basically spent the whole holiday that we were supposed to be on vacation. I spent degenning these. Actually, I got two doubles on this, it looks like. I spent my vacation degenning Solana coins like this, which probably wasn't well, it was fun. But anyway, it was nice to see that these have come. Some of them, like, well, like Omni, this one seems like it has staying power, and like Popcat, like it's cool to see some of the new, and this one actually, to be fair, wasn't brand new because they're on Ethereum and other stuff. So this was kind of a bad example, but like the like Spiro and Popcat and Popo, and like they were like early degen kind of things like this in December, and then now it's cool to see them all do this though. Just like all the altcoins we hunt, they sort of came down, put in bottoms, and now some of them are up, 10, 15x off the lows. Solzilla was another one. I mean, this one's the biggest one for me in terms of just gains, or like moves. Same thing. We were all over Solzilla here, again through here. It's not really like doing too much yet. And it kind of like sort of FU'd the lows here. Didn't really put in a nice W. So this one doesn't have as nice a structure, but nonetheless, off that blue line, I'm sure if I go search Discord, I probably was talking about it all through there. And if it could put in a better W, I think this one still has a future probably. I don't know. What other ones are in here? While I'm just I'll wrap up my Solana talk here in a minute, because I think might as well look at WEN really quick. It bounced back pretty strongly after dipping. Yesterday they dipped it against the old high here, and it was off like a good 30% or something in the all-time high sort of FU move that Bitcoin's currently under. And then it looks like it's bounced up. So, WEN's going well. Hopefully people held on to their WEN, or at least some of it. I suppose the free money came in right here, right? So it's up quite a bit from when people got the airdrop. And again, also, as long as this one's like relatively positive, I think you can sort of keep trading these Solana names. Between this one, Bonk. Of course, Bonk I've never really gotten in. And last week I was even talking, I wasn't convinced last week. I was thinking maybe this was a megaphone. We'd come up in here and roll over, and that sure as hell didn't happen. But as long as these are ripping, then I imagine the shit coins are gonna. Well, if what's worse than a shit coin? You have shit coins, and then I won't even go there. Less than shit coin. Those will probably do okay. So probably keep hunting these this week, actually, because there's not really a lot to buy in like the regular crypto world right now, because obviously everything's basically up off the bottom. Not everything, but most things. And then the things that aren't up off the bottom, it's just kind of like, sure, go buy them. But like, they might be underperforming right now, so you might not expect too much too soon. Yeah, Paul's saying that, so Zilla has some sort of NFT project going. Let's see, this is the link. Yeah, there's like I don't know is there like do you get anything for holding Solzilla? Oh, these are kind of cool. They're about half a sol right now. That's fun. Yeah, I saw they were doing these. I don't know if there was like an airdrop or anything, or like I guess I haven't been watching, but and NFTs, I'm dabbling in NFTs a couple, but so far I haven't really been that. I don't know. It's a little out of my wheelhouse. I hope to trade them for fun going forward, but I haven't really been doing much. I got some Popos though. The free ones, not I didn't have the original ones. Which, for that matter, what are the Popos doing? I guess I don't. For some reason, they're not coming up in the search. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not going to go down that road. But that's cool that Solzilla has NFTs. Sort of out of my well, maybe we could get like an NFT show. Well, and for that matter, though, while going back to our Discord, though, we do have our NFT rooms. So like we've got people talking about NFTs a bit here. And so we're kind of covering all the bases. That was sort of what I was getting at earlier. Not a lot of activity in the NFT room because we're mostly focused on trading, but trying. And if anybody is the NFT shark, jump in and maybe take command of this room. That'd be awesome. But, we are in there messing around. And then we got DeFi channel, which is sort of more like higher quality on-chain. We got the degen room for like the meme coins and stuff. And then this is more actually having a more serious conversation about fundamentals and trying to highlight quality names. And then we got the airdrop room, which is just people farming airdrops. And so they're trying to keep on top of all the airdrop stuff. Got a lot of people putting a lot of time and energy into the airdrop thing, and it's working out pretty well. So yeah, we got, in general, we have, well, the DGen scalp room, we got trade ideas, which are sort of like swing trades or like still day trading, but not as degenerate version of day trading. Stefan's in here a lot. These are some of the trades from like yesterday's live stream. I think PY like Pith, same kind of thing, buying W's. I mean, he has his own approach that's uses a little bit different concepts than me, but it's still like the same kind of thing. He's got you could see 61.8's drawn in there and W's coming in. So anyway, trade ideas room. There's always, I mean, there's ideas every day basically. And then we have the invest ideas, which is more kind of like I talk about a lot in this show and the Wednesday shows, where this is sort of longer term stuff. Got Lilian in here posting a lot. I mean, all of us really. I'm trying to get filled. This BTCM, I don't think it quite dipped enough and then it popped again today, but this is a crypto mining stock, Bitcoin miner that I've already, I bought 61.8 on, I mean, I got a double already. And then I've been, I started reloading at 61.8, got kind of a decent bounce, but not quite enough to get another double out. And then I got some bids working here at 78.6 and then 88.6. And I'm just letting this thing come down. And I don't think, I am, I'll probably get off track here a little bit. Not that I'm on any particular track, so I guess it's all good. But bit mine, and this is one of my like shit. Well, this is like sort of secondary miner. It's not really like nobody's talking about this one very much. It's like, it's not on the radar of all the people talking about crypto miners. But I mean, yeah, it's actually, I thought it was bouncing today, but I guess not. So that's good. I want to get filled, still on this thing. So I'm hunting this one, mostly just like, I mean, look at the upside on this one. I think I've talked about this one on this show and stuff. It's not like it's new, but man, I mean, just to move back to this $40 level is my 10x basically. So just kind of looking for a pop up into there in the whenever the euphoric top is coming in crypto, I expect this thing to be at least right there, maybe higher. Of course, on like a stock like this, I'm not really thinking about the old highs because there was probably I know there was a split in here. So this is like adjusted for reverse splits and stuff. I'm not really thinking this is going back to 350, but you never know if it does. There's a lot of X's in a $3 to 350 move, right? I really don't think of it that way. That's why I've got this line, not even, very conservatively drawn against this key low here. I figure a pop up into there seems pretty reasonable. So anyway, that's like our invest room. So I'm kind of just walking through our Discord for fun. We got the invest ideas, requests. We're not using too much, but if people have requests, they throw them in there. Usually we cover those on the Sunday show. My room, this is just for posterity. I got rid of this room for people, and I'm just using the invest ideas room. It just simplified things, but we didn't delete it on my end just because I have a lot of those ideas from the past are in there. And maybe one day I'll fire this up again, but I just sort of felt like it'd be better for me to just post in the invest ideas because I was basically posting the same kind of stuff in my personal room. And then we got the Hands of Midas crypto show, which isn't really being heavily posted. I'm not going to click on that because that's sort of a premium member only thing. But every Thursday we have Stefan and Bochan, kind of sort of an extension of the DeFi channel, just trying to highlight shiny new good ideas for crypto and building out that list. And their plan's already doing really well. I think there's about 10 or 15 names on it, and most of them are already banging out multiple doubles or at least a double. Like Ords being one of their calls. I wonder what Ords is doing today. Yep. Like this one came out of that room somewhere in this area. So, quite a big move there. Nice W there with the nice retest. Jeez. Now, to be fair, it's like a newer issue. So this was like a pump chaser zone kind of thing. It's like we came out, didn't want to, it did tag Mountain Man briefly, but it looked like support was building above reload zone. So it's sort of pump chaser trend continuation idea, but either way, a W's a W. So like this W breakout gave a nice couple days of retest there, and then now it's up quite a bit. That's a lot. I don't know how much that is. It's fair. It looks like it's gone up. So like anyway, that came out of the hands of Midas. That's on Thursdays for premium members only, but that's pretty much our rooms. I guess I walked through all of them. I mean, we have some. I'm not going to get into the VIP, but if you want to actually trade with Stefan and Paul too, we do have a VIP room where everybody's actually taking the same trades, and it's all very well planned out ahead of time, and all the trades are lined up ahead of time. And if if you're the type of person that has your risk management in check, and you have your the ability to size positions and manage risk and actually manage trades without fucking them up, then you can basically just jump in with them and take the same trades they're taking. And that account, the VIPs were up like 45% last month. Fuck. Like 45R. And I think this month they're already up like some good amount. So, I mean, can't say the VIP's not working. I'm sure that people in the VIP would be happy to tell you it's working out pretty well. So that's a whole other thing I'm not going to get into. But if you're interested in becoming a VIP member, then you got to just get into the premium group first, and then they do sort of screen they don't just let everybody in. So, well, anyway, that's our group. I'll back out all that. Maybe get onto some other names. I mean, to be fair, again, there's just not a lot to talk about to buy really. I mean, I have. Ironically, like the crypto stocks are actually looking a little bit good. Like I've already mentioned this one, and I have bought a couple other shit ones like this SDIG lately. This is a Stronghold Digital Mining. So, I mean, it's not really performing right now. I don't know what's going to happen. I think it's it's a little bit of a piece. You can see how OBV is completely broken. So I'm not really like, I'm not like fired up about it. But at the same time, I took a nibble, and as it comes down against the lows, I'll just kind of consider adding, especially if a W comes in. But I do like I like this in theory, because same thing with that BTCM. I mean, really in theory, a Bitcoin mining company should be profitable right now, you'd think, with Bitcoin up against the all-time highs. I don't know what their story is, and they haven't really been performing in this recent Bitcoin rally. So that's not really a great sign. But at the same time, rising tide lifts all boats kind of thing. If crypto can keep staying uppy, this thing, it's sitting at like $4 right here, and 10x is just up at 40 right here against these highs. So I like that one. To be fair, it's not like a W yet. It's not the kind of trades that I like to talk about. So I'm just kind of nibbling, and they actually FU'd the lows here, so we don't even have like a big W here, but it's cheapish. I'm already underwater on my entry by a good 10%, which is fine. So I like that one, and I also like this Psy, also same kind of thing. This one's not a miner. This is like a digital asset company or something like that. Same thing, not really a bottom yet. OBV looks a little better in this case, but this one has plenty of upside too. So I like, this one's a little newer, but 10x is just a move back up to like the IPO or whatever they did to start this company back in 2021. So, if a crypto bull happens, or continues, then I think this one will do pretty well. So the stocks are actually more viable than altcoins. Not so much the like CLSK is sort of the darling of it seems like the darling of the Bitcoin miners at the moment. Last cycle it was like Mara and Riot. This time it seems like this CLSK is really strong. I don't know. It's in the dump chaser zone here, so you can't buy that one. And like Wolf, I got my bids working here. I've got a couple doubles on this thing now, and just looking to buy the same level I've bought the previous two times, basically at like $1.29. So maybe this thing can dump down, and I'll buy this one again. And like Mara and stuff, Mara and Riot, really not not viable. So hopefully maybe we see another reload zone kind of tag on the sort of more established crypto stock names, I guess you could say. I don't know. I think Riot looks the exact same as that one. So anyways, stocks are looking, the shit stocks are looking, Riot looks a little worse actually, but I still haven't gotten into Riot this cycle. I was hunting the super stinky level for a while, and then 786s, but never got that. And so we'll see if maybe now, I can see it looks broken. So That's not a great sign actually, but yeah, anyway, so some of the crypto stocks look okay. I feel like there was one more. Oh, Can. And really like this one I mean this one looks like crap too. It's also a miner if I remember correctly. I'm not totally sure offhand, but this one I want to hunt some out of the money calls on. I think I was mentioning this last week. I've noticed there's a lot of open interest on the calls. Like that might be fun to look at just for fun. I never look at that kind of shit. See if there's a trade here. Kind of show you what I'm thinking. I'm not gonna. I mean, these are kind of thinnish. I don't know if I'll tell you exactly the ones I'm hunting, but you'll get the idea. So this thing, like I don't know, like I mean, you could. There's two thoughts here. You could shoot for the January 2025s, which is just coming up. You know, here relative. I mean, the year is going to probably fly by, and if you think Bitcoin's going to rip the rest of this year, then the 25s isn't a bad idea. And if you wanted to go way out, you could consider the 2026s and go all the way out to 2026 and hope for some sort of epic bull run before the end of 2025. And these things could do really well. But what I was noticing is like for a crypto stock, like the open interest here, like see, these are or let me change we'll look at the 2025s. So this is January 17th expiration date. I mean, look at that. 350s have 17,000 contracts open. That's a lot. Like that's a lot for these stocks. I don't know. So, and there's a lot, these numbers are all kind of bigger. So somebody's buying calls or selling calls or something. I don't know. So, and that's 350. So if you go back to the chart and think about 350, that's like basically right here. Maybe make that orange. That's just that high. So like, you know, will price be above here in January? Pretty likely, I'd say, if this thing can get its act together. It doesn't look great now, so it's like there's no rush, I don't think. But I like the idea of basically buying some out of the money calls with enough time and just hope for crypto to take off, and then something like this could, you know, this is where you could bang 100x out in the stock market. And just to look at that one, let's see, what was that? 350. I mean, there's 13 in volume today, and they're trading at like $55. So I mean, not a lot of volume, but that's kind of how it is down here at the bottom. You kind of have to sneak your way into them, but somebody's already loaded up on these. But if we look at the chart itself, they're getting down closer to my level. So this is the actual chart of the options contract. And of course, I like to buy like 78.6. And you know, you can kind of see how maybe off of that range, 78.6 is down at like 45, 50. So like, I don't know, $45 a contract for this thing. That makes your break even. Well, you get in the money at basically $4, but really faster. I mean, really the pricing on the option will go up faster than that if this thing starts ripping. But point being, you got to you got to close this contract at 450 to break even in theory. But really what would happen probably is this thing will rip, and those options, I mean, going back to that chart, I mean, somebody bought the top at $2. But if this thing really starts ripping, man, like, I mean, well, let's put it in a different perspective. Like say this thing goes to like 7, you know, if you're paying 45, that's a 6x, right? So that's not your 100x. You know, in order to get your 100x, you need this thing to rip up to the highs, which it might do. I mean, think about it. If it went up to $31, that's a pretty huge trade. So anyway, these are just the kind of trades I'm thinking about in these stocks. Like, and this one caught my eye mostly just because of the open interest. You know, it just seems like somebody's buying these. I mean, let's look at those 2026s for fun. You know, somebody's loaded up on the $2. Those are already in the money, right? Well, no, price is $1.50. So somebody's, you know, people are playing with this one a lot. And even that $5 one, I wonder how much. Oh, that's 65 cents. Well, that's the bid at least. 78 cents on the last traded. Anyway, just kind of throwing these ideas out here. Like, I kind of like, I don't know if I haven't done anything here yet. I think I had one drawn on here. I guess I didn't. I was hunting the $4. Well, that was like the other one. What was the one I just saw that I missed? It was it Mara? Like, I was kind of thinking the same thing here. I wonder what happened with this one. This was, January 2025, $30 call for $2. I was hunting it at, but that was like, as price was dumping down here. And, they were too expensive, but I was looking for, if this reloads and got hit, I was going to just try to buy those. That was January 2025. So going out, a year almost. And that one already went into the money briefly. So I'm sure there was more than doubles to be had if you, even if you bought it here. That was on like, what's it, January 16th? That's a weekly chart. Let me go to a daily chart and we'll just see what happened here for fun. I don't know. I'm just kind of vibing out here. So the lows were actually at $15, $14.50, and that was on January 19th. I'll probably forget all those numbers by the time I find it. Was it, wait, December or, no, January. I already forgot the numbers. Damn. I guess I must have been hunting December, because am I looking at the right fuck? Yeah, I am. I guess I had the month wrong, because this is December. Wait, that's December of 2025. So that's way out. Oh, because that's why. I was looking for this one. And go back and see what it was. It was a $30 call, which is that one here. Is that right? $30 call. See, I was hunting like $2, which was down here, and it only got down to $3.39, so I didn't get anywhere near to my level. But you can see what happened, man. Geez, it went from $4 up to 16, so it was a 4Xer here. Not bad. I mean, that was a 4X in like a couple weeks, and that was just with it, as it was getting up in here. And so just price only had to move from 1450 to, well, price had to double here. Price basically doubled in the options. What did I say? 6X. So anyway, fun kind of trades. This one didn't really come in for me, but and really this is, I was really looking for higher down the road. I mean, this option still has 10 months. So yeah, you would have gotten a 6X here, but then you still got 10 more months of time to let price get up higher, so this trade's not even done yet, So anyhow, those are kind of things I'm thinking about going into the rest of this year. And I think that can is one that I've got. The problem with like Wolf, or not Wolf, but like Riot and Mara is they're a little more expensive. You're going to spend hundreds per contract, where like something like that you might spend like $50 per contract, and so it's a little easier to buy multiples depending on how much you're trying to trade. And to be fair, they can be a little illiquid. Like this one, I mean, I don't know what kind of volumes this one doing. It's actually doing a lot. This one's traded a lot more, so it's doing a fair bit. So anyway, that's a fun idea. Just if you're into options trading, maybe check out some of these crypto stocks and start hunting out of the money calls, hoping for a big run. Well, that was a tangent. But that's kind of how I'm thinking. Because, I mean, to be fair, like, then we go to altcoins, and like some of the ones I've talked about recently, like, I mean, they're like, well, I mean, I've banged out a lot of doubles here. Like, this is a recent double I got. This is one of David's names. And even like that one, just to go back to Discord, fuck it, I'm going to do it anyway. Just, type in FIS. You could see first David highlighted it. Nice chart here going back to whenever. Beautiful W. 34 cents. Nice call, David. And then I just a little bit later said I bought some of David's name. So I just took his idea. And then today I reaped the reward. So when was that? That was in December 1st. So yeah, it took a couple months, several months. This one didn't quite get going right away either. And I talked about this one a lot when it was just like grinding through this level here for weeks. Even gave one more entry like later in January 8th that week. But lots of stuff like that. And so anyway, point being, you can't buy that right now. But some of the ones in the last couple of weeks that I've talked about buying, even those have taken off too much to, like IDEX was one. Still yesterday, maybe kind of, it hasn't quite taken off, but even you could see the dips being bought up pretty good on these. Yesterday was, I haven't even talked about like broader market stuff, Bitcoin and all that, but the dip came in, but it was just brief, and the strength behind the dip. I mean, look at my altcoins all here are green. Like there's a pretty big reaction, a very positive reaction to the sell-off yesterday. So that's probably a sign of strength, and there's no reason why I wouldn't imagine things are going to continue to be strong here for the meantime. Something like this, though, it's hard to chase that. That was one. Like Ren was another one that I've talked about recently, and it's kind of, it hasn't really taken off yet, but it's now got its W, and this, I don't know. Maybe it's not so bad to buy it right there. I don't know. It's not, it's a W with plenty of upside. So it's sitting right at the, depending on where you call this W. I mean, I don't know, like that level right there seems very W-ish. So, I mean, price is basically sitting there at like 8 cents. So that one's relatively buyable still, I guess. CRV was one we were talking about a lot over the last week, and it's kind of taken off already. Well, it's beautiful W, man. Jeez. I think there was even like lower time frame trades here going on today. Whether this is buyable or not, I suppose it's just like, what's your plan say? Because, I mean, in the bigger picture, it's not like it's unreasonable to buy that 72 cents. You are chasing a little bit, but if you're being patient and you're looking for higher, like, I mean, doubles are just right up to here against that high. So definitely, I think that 72 cent level is buyable. It's, it's always nice to be a little sharper and get a little better entry. Like you could have been hunting, this little W came in, broke out, and then pulled back. That was really the nice sniper level was down against that first little W at like 54 cents. But even right here, just if you're, waiting for the retest, it'll probably be just like that fist, it'll break out a little bit, maybe probably spend a little bit of time right there before it gets going. So like anywhere in that area seems fine to me. So that one's buyable. It's a little bit chasey right here, but in the bigger picture, are you really chasing? I don't know. Not really. I suppose if that's on Coinbase, but on Binance, you'd probably see that it's down against the previous levels. Yeah, see how so are you really chasing this at all, actually, as an investor? I don't think you're chasing too much. I mean, look at that awesome little W back there that started the last cycle, and now we've just come down and fully tested it very nicely. And now it's just breaking out as we speak, so hell, it's kind of a no-brainer to me. So do what you will. So I guess I take that back. There are still some altcoins that are somewhat viable. It's just in general, a lot of these are hard. Like if I go to my list, like they're mostly like this. I got a second double on that. 1 inch I got a double on. SYN got a double on. FIS a double. This XPRT is interesting to me. I'll talk about that in a minute. Balancer is still kind of interesting. You can see my crochet that I took today. Well, Punky, the Baby Bunk was one I didn't mention that went like super high recently. Another Solana meme. CRV's in here. CWIF is the airdrop that I'm just kind of curious about because it's like a new token standard for Solana that like burns itself every time you sell it or something. And it was a WIF airdrop. Let's look at that one. I'm just more curious. I got it dropped to several wallets, but and then it ripped. But I'm more just, it's on my list just to kind of watch it. But yeah, cat with hat. Is that it? That doesn't, I don't know. I don't know if that's the right one. That doesn't look, or maybe I have it in my list here. It's got the dollar sign in front of it. Yeah, this is the right one. That other one was the wrong one. But man, I don't know what happened. This was, I saw that I got the airdrop and it was like somewhere up here. And I don't know the exact, I don't know exactly what's going on with it, but there is some sort of burn feature that every time there's a sale, it burns some amount or something. I don't know. And it's a new token standard. So maybe we'll watch it. It's not something to be buying right here, but maybe you even got the airdrop. I mean, I saw a lot of people did. If you had Jupiter, if you had like WIF, if you, I don't know, there's a bunch of ways you could have got, and it wasn't like a lot of money, but it's still cool. Anyway, all I was saying is most of these are doubles. You know, audio, I got a double, earn a double, SHIB doubled, SHIB doubled, but then pulled. I wonder what SHIB's doing today. It pulled back pretty heavy yesterday. Yeah, I mean, SHIB was just ripping. Yeah, it's still got a lot of strength too. I mean, yesterday it dipped pretty good, but bought right up. I mean, that's that same strength. You know, the dip wasn't. This wasn't like the kind of dip that I think we're looking really wanting to see. But either way, it just got bought right back up. Yeah, point being, all these are doubles basically. Drago didn't really work so well. That's a meme coin that's struggling. Contract address is a meme coin that's kind of struggling. What's that one doing? It's trying, but I love the idea of this one. It's just a contract address. Yeah, this one, you know, I'm basically long off that W and it's just doing nothing. So maybe keep an eye on this one. I don't know. It doesn't seem like it has any strength behind it, but what else I got here? Double on Quantum. Deso's not really doing much. I had a swing trade on there. I got stopped out on. Popo I already talked about. Solzilla I already talked about. Brett was that high flyer. Oh, this one looks nice, but I think Melon, this was another David name that I took like a couple week or two ago. Let's look at that one. Melon. Yeah, this one's a lot like that FIS. It kind of looks the same, or whatever, FIS. This one's kind of taken off, but I mean, this one's really nice OBV divergence, and you know, as we made a new low there, nice OBV div came in, nice W came in, nice pop, and then pull back against the W level. Basically just chased into it here in the reload zone a bit, and you can see what happened there. Not quite doubles yet. Doubles are up here somewhere, but that one's I mean, you know, and this thing could easily just sort of like bang around here for a while, so there'll probably be more chances to buy in that area. But that one looks good. Another nice call from David. Enzyme. So that one seems all right. What else I got here? IMX and GLM I haven't done anything with, but I threw those in there for some reason. So what do they look like? Somebody was talking about them, and I just... Oh, can't buy that one. Somebody must have asked me about it or something. I mean, look at that dip. That was the 38.2 dip and just got bought right up yesterday. That's an M though, right? So now we got like a bearish retest of the M in a short reload zone. So that's the thing, is I don't want to buy that, but we'll see what happens here. But you know, clearly very much an M, and now we're retesting that level. So that's like short location right there. RSI is in potential divergence here. OBV's kind of M'ing out, not really fully M'd out yet, but that's like a short. Not that I want to short altcoins per se, but that would be a short setup. I'm not interested in hunting shorts on altcoins like that. I think this GLM might look a little better. I don't know why I had these in my list exactly. GLM. Oh, can't buy that one either. That one's ripped. RSI confirmed divergence there actually, but not an M. So anyway, that one's not interesting to me. So clearly a lot of altcoins are too far gone. Actually, most of these are. I don't even know. Some of these, I don't know. I don't know. I've been like I don't even know what that FIDA is. Some of these might be stocks actually. Geez, that was only March 1st, and my memory already forgot what they are. Actually, STG, I think that one. Well, I bought that one recently. What does that look like? Yeah, this one, actually, this one looks kind of interesting. Stargate or whatever. You can see the W is kind of ugly, broke out, came back into reload zone on the dip yesterday. That would have been a nice one to buy on the dip. OBV is technically trending higher, but it looks like it's sort of running out of gas, but it still is basically trying to W out here. So unless that turns into an M, seems okay. Kind of ugly price action, probably no rush here, but it's technically in a reload zone. Maybe, well, that's Binance. I don't know. I guess that's about right. August. Oh, wait, this is older than that. Maybe there's some more history somewhere. Qcoin, maybe. Well, it looks even better on Qcoin, to be fair. Yeah, I actually bought it on Qcoin before getting kicked off, but I also recently have bought it again somewhere in here. Looks pretty good. So I don't know. This it's in a reload zone. It's a little higher up, closer to Mountain Man, but it's also kind of breaking out as we speak in this sort of wider W. That one seems pretty viable in my opinion. It's just a question of whether this OBV turns into an M. It looks like pretty M-ish right here, so maybe it's not quite ready yet, but it's not confirmed, that M, so RSI is not overbought yet, so it still has room to move up. I suppose if you bought it here at, I don't know, 65, a double's not even to this high, so that's kind of a nice, you can bang a double out just before it tests that high, so that seems pretty reasonable, and there's big fair value gap right up there too, so I suppose that level there seems like a magnet kind of. So $1.65. So it seems like that seems pretty good. So there's another viable one. Hell, I don't know. What else I got in here? I have Brett in here twice. That's not CVX was started. Well, that one already took off. Got a double on that one, actually. I already talked about Ren. SEI you can't buy. I don't even know what GROI is. What's GROI? Sometimes I've been working on that list. I was talking about this using Notion to build out my, that's a gold stock, I think. Well, speaking of gold, it's like breaking out to new highs, I think. This is a stock, but if you're interested in gold stocks, nice W there. So maybe a test of that gap down the road. I don't know. That's kind of interesting though. What's gold doing, as a matter of fact? Geez, I never look at gold, so I just saw somebody saying it was making a new high. That doesn't look like a new high. That's futures market, but it's interesting that gold has just been like, I mean, there's this big giant M here that it's been like battling with for a long time. This M going back to like 2012. Kind of looks like gold could maybe break out here. I definitely see like maybe ABCDs up to the highs. It looks like gold wants to, maybe test the highs. So if you want to buy gold stocks, that GROI looks kind of interesting. I don't know much about it. I just threw it in my list probably because somebody mentioned it and I saw that W. Anyway, I'll leave it at that with this mobile is interesting to me. I don't think this mobile's viable here, but this is a Solana token that seems like it actually has like FA value, whatever that means. And it might be tied to Helium. I'm not totally sure. I don't know if I can look at it on yeah, it's Helium Mobile, so it's not HNT. Let's look at it on Qcoin. Well, there's not a lot to see there. I don't own this one. Not a lot to see there. Let's look at it on Dex Screener. But I do think for like, because that's the problem with Solana, is there really that many tokens that are actually doing cool projects? I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know, but this is one. Like JTO, I think, is another one. Well, yeah, see, I don't know if I'm looking at the right thing here, but obviously I'm not going to buy that right there. But maybe going forward, if this thing comes back down to earth, I would be interested. Not totally sure I'm looking at the right token here, though. But point being, this one might have like a little bit better fundamental value. I don't know. What else could I talk about here? I mean, I've already been through a handful of names. I think, well, the Solana meme that crochet. I'm just going to sit on my couch today and crochet a hat while watching that one, waiting for it to double. That'll be my contribution to crochet. It looks like it's up a little bit. I don't know. And I don't know. Oh, it's not really, but it's still fighting there. But I also hate Dex Screener. I swear these like hourly percentages, they never make any sense to me. Or 24-hour one. I don't know. It's just, they never seem to actually compute with like this thing. I've been talking for an hour. It's not up 5% on, well, I mean, this is a daily chart. I don't know. But I find that these numbers seem like they're not computing. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. But so anyway, this is the only Solana meme that I have that's new. And then there's those other crypto names that are still like okay. That's not the right chart. Like the ones I just talked about, IDEX and CRV and well, I don't know, REN. Those are pretty viable if you're looking for stuff to buy. And I don't know. I feel like, well, it's the same thing I've said for the last couple of weeks. They haven't performed like the high flyers yet, which means if everything dumps, they'll probably dump, maybe to new lows, and their W's might fail. But at the same time, I'm still willing to take my shot on them. I think the bottom, I don't know. The bottom's in. What can I say? Doesn't mean that every coin can't make a new low, but, we're getting, there'll probably be some big dump or something. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying in general, when I see like a chart like, I don't know, any of these are like SPA. Like I just saw SPA in here because it's ripping. And of course, this is the one I didn't get filled on my second car right there. But when I see a chart like this with this, this one has a nice bottom back here, I think the chances of losing these lows are pretty low. I think we might get reload zone tags still. Like you never know. Like maybe this thing rolls back over into reload zones, which funny enough will be my double level from my first buy. But there might be buyable opportunities, but I don't really think the lows are going to get taken out on a lot of these that have nice W's. So like, something like that CRV that hasn't quite ripped yet. I mean, that's about as bottomy as the bottom looks. I mean, yeah, it might have to like fuck you the lows here a little bit, but even if you bought it right here and went underwater a bit, you probably still get your double out down the road. I mean, I have a good example, like SYN was like that. This is one of my earlier purchases when the broader market wasn't really doing much. And like I it's actually on Binance, it's not even a W, but this was a W on, I guess I have it on Kraken. Yeah, actually it's not, I kind of flubbed this trade, but there was sort of weekly W-ish coming in. I bought it, went way underwater, and then still got a double on it. So that's kind of what I could imagine, like CRV. If the whole market tanks, then this thing, CRV might have to make new lows. But ultimately, the chances of getting a decent trade-off still pretty good, because like this one has a lot more upside, I think. Well, it is up against the highs on Binance too, but it's testing the highs here. If it can get going, there's still plenty of room. It was just, this was earlier on. This was in June of last year. And I specifically remember there was these kind of ugly weekly W's that I was buying back then, and most of them still worked. Like what would be another example of that one? Can't think of any off the top of my head, but I remember specifically doing these shows talking about how those W's weren't the best W's ever, but they were viable in my opinion. And I was happy to go in and take a shot on them. Can't remember another one. I'll probably stumble on one because I just thought of Balancer here though. Balancer looks kind of interesting to me. It's kind of funny because it's basically breaking out right at my entry, but I was just buying against the lows back here. Actually, this is one. That's June, right? That's July. So yeah, same area, like kind of ugly little wonky W. Like I remember talking about these weekly W's and just being like, well, they're not great, but whatever. And so like, here's one. I bought that, went right underwater. And then sure enough, now it's actually made a nicer W. Had a great retest yesterday in that by the dip. And now it's just a very nice looking chart. And I got kind of lucky here that the W breakout level is basically my entry. That I was just way early. But man, look at that. This is not really power 3 because we don't have like equal lows here, but we're definitely in the process of like reclaim. We've reclaimed the range now off of that low. And this thing has nothing but upside to it, really. So there's another viable one, Balancer here. And it'll probably give some more opportunities to buy that breakout level. Yeah, so there's another one that could go in the buy pile, I suppose. I guess the bad news is some of the shit coins, or like some of the old Dino coins are rallying, which might mean we're getting a little frothy, but like things like EOS I saw looks sort of similar. Nice weekly W on EOS. So it's like, do you take a shot on EOS? I don't know. I'd be fine with it. It looks like the retest yesterday happened. That's actually a head and shoulders bottom too. I like those. I guess I can't. I think I'm long EOS off that W, so I'm like at break even. Yeah, there's that little W that I bought EOS. I can't remember if I added. I don't know. And then like Dash, actually, the Dino coins kind of, yeah, I was even talking about that a couple days ago. There might be a rotation into these. I mean, look how beautiful Dash looks. That's a nice looking bottom. It's a little up off the lows, but now we just have a big wide W. Look at OBV and divergence pointing higher. So, I mean, it's just Dash. I don't know how exciting Dash is, but a double is just a test of this high here. Tons of upside, so I like that. Probably could be a little snipier about waiting for a little bit of a dip. You don't necessarily have to, I don't know if aping into it at this level here, you know, that's technically the breakout level. I don't know. I mean, it has plenty of upside, but I think I was talking about the other day, I kind of like, if it's like more than 50% of a risk window, I get less, like, I don't know. That's kind of my like, sort of like, kind of like my benchmark here. So this is 41%. So it's still in the window of me willing to ape into that W. So Dash is a pretty nice one. And I noticed like Litecoin. So that the point I'm getting at is these usually run last, kind of seems like these days. Look at Litecoin breaking out here with the nice W. I thought that was funny. Nice retest yesterday too, and it's being bought up. So I'm long Litecoin from like over here and didn't get a double actually. I bought that dip right there actually, which was just a retest of the W, and then it bounced. It just didn't quite produce my W. Double. Of course, that's my name on Twitter. Double uses. That where that comes from is trying to say W's plural. It's not the easiest. Like if you're trying to say lots of nice W's, it's just a weird. I don't know. Anyway, that's where that name comes from. Which also in French, it's like a double, like a stunt double kind of, or like a double in a movie, which I thought's funny. What else do I got for you guys here? I guess I've been talking for an hour and 20 minutes. I didn't even do like a broader market thing. I mean, I suppose there's not a lot to say. I mean, Bitcoin, the only worry I have with Bitcoin is just simply that if you're a range trader, then this isn't exactly your favorite. Well, if you're a range trader, this is your favorite trade to think about shorting. And so I don't really love I mean, it'd be interesting to see what happens here. Like, you know, just like back here, what we don't, I shouldn't say don't, because honestly, a pullback would be nice. I just don't really, it'd be nicer to see more activity up above here before it pulls back at this point, because now it's like, you know, see how like last time they washed the highs and FU'd everybody. That's sort of the scenario that's being set up here, but we also kind of have like a triple top kind of situation. So it wouldn't, you know, to see price just immediately come back into the, I mean, well, really, we haven't broken the high very well at all yet. We just barely ticked through it. So let's see what happens here. But it'd be, at this point, it'd be nice to see Bitcoin shoot up a little higher and then pull back just to sort of keep the higher highs kind of thing going and not sort of like equal highs and like FU moves kind of thing. I mean, without a doubt, this is just straight up parabolic now. So I suppose if we roll over right here, it probably doesn't change too much. I mean, I think we're still heading into a nice favorable time for crypto. Like, I mean, I think this is going to continue. It just, you know, it's just a question of how does this Bitcoin thing play out? I have no idea. We're getting closer to the halving. Maybe it just needs to dump. I mean, clearly it tried to dump yesterday, but it just got like bought right back up. I mean, you know, like not a surprise that people were taking profits right here. I mean, as we hit the highs, and so that was, you know, not at all a surprise. And so that produced this reaction, but really it got bought right back up. So let's see what happens. I mean, to be fair, like on a daily chart here, now we have RSI divergence confirmed, and we have clearly we have like FU location. So short location is totally good. OBV hasn't really broken yet, but I'm not like saying going. I'm not. I don't have much interest in trying to short Bitcoin here. I suppose hedging and stuff like that sounds pretty smart, but it's not like I want to go short Bitcoin. I did sell some Bitcoin here right at the highs, but it's not like I'm throwing in the towel. It's just we'll just have to see what happens here. I don't. I've said this a lot already. I was hoping we would have rolled over back here. Honestly, I think it would have been better if we would have rolled over and just sort of went sideways for a bit to produce a bigger rip later. This is like full on parabolic now, so we're in a kind of a dangerous level for Bitcoin. I'll leave it at that. You certainly can't buy this level, and we'll just see what happens here going forward. Like and like I said, I think it would be better if we got above here a bit and sort of worked more strength above as opposed to just FUing coming right back down. I don't know. Maybe that doesn't make any sense. But I mean, to be fair, RSI is well overbought here on the weekly chart. Not quite as much as back here yet. And OBV is just pointing higher. So there's nothing to like get too bearish about by any means. However, you just can't really go buy this level. And then I suppose the thing to be bearish, the sort of bearish note would be that this is sort of looking like an FU move at the moment until we see what happens. Ethereum still looks like it's ripping. I think it made a new high today, right? Yeah, like on the daily chart, it put in like sort of a Darth Maul yesterday on that soft, got just immediately bought back up, and now we're coming up into 78.6. So we'll see what happens with Ethereum here at 78.6. And of course, if it's going to follow Bitcoin, then it's just going to have to test a 4,800 here at least. Very well overbought here on RSI, but no top or anything. You just can't buy this shit. I don't know. It's like hard to. I'm not gonna. Can't come on YouTube and say buy Ethereum right here. I'm sure people are. Again, trying to draw a distinction between like Crypto Traders Arena and a lot of probably sort of crypto groups that are just overly bullish or overly zealous about chasing into markets. Like we would never recommend buying something like this right here. So it's just, it's not, probably doesn't make for a great YouTube thumbnail, but how do you buy a market that looks like that if you're not already long? I mean, you needed to be long back here against 78.6. I mean, hindsight is 2020, but look at 78.6 on Ethereum at $1,140. That was the time to be interested in Ethereum. Look at that little W right there. And even the retest of that W right there. So yeah, that's about all I'll say about Bitcoin and Ethereum. It would be fun to look at BTC just because I've been doing that a lot lately, and just I am curious like how this is gonna play out. It probably looks a little more bullish here now because Ethereum looks, yeah, it's like hanging in there, still just waffling around this trend line. No W yet, but does look like. I mean, if it breaks out here, then that's the W on the other side of the trend line. It's a little awkward looking, but yeah, there's looks like it's actually happening, like something like that. It's already, or did I draw that right? What am I seeing? I'm seeing it, yeah, kind of like more like this. It's tighter. It's like, it's that. And then now this candle is potentially going to break out. So like the W is coming in. So break at that level. And I suppose maybe we're looking for Ethereum to outperform a little bit. And that makes sense because, I mean, Bitcoin's up against the highs. Ethereum still has open air above it to run into 78.6 and maybe higher if it's going to do as well as Bitcoin's done lately. So, I mean, maybe this is the scenario. Maybe Bitcoin does just sort of get FU'd here, and altcoins have a little more breathing room to keep pushing higher. I suppose there might be some sort of dump before the halving. I have no idea. The halving's getting pretty close though. But it looks like this might finally resolve bullishly here, this trend line. It could. It hasn't happened yet, but we did get the RSI divergence come in and confirm. And OBV was looking a little heavy. Even on Sunday, I was saying that. Like, let me zoom in on OBV a little bit. I mean, that's the thing. This is sort of a tell to me, though. It's like we did W out, I guess, finally. So we kind of have a W here. Not really divergence, but in general, OBV is still trending down and could, if we M out again and come down to a new low, then I imagine price will also just sort of grind down this trend line still. And I still think that we could get a tag of the reload zone here, but it's looking a little bit better, like it wants to break out. And I suppose a W there, we could start thinking like ABCDs or something. That would be trend continuation because, you know, we did FU the low here briefly, but if we consolidate here and put in W's above the reload zone, that's in the pump chaser zone. So we'd be looking for new highs after that. So it's not yet, but it's looking a lot more likely. I don't know if anybody has any, everybody was chatting away in the chat and then it like stopped. So I don't know if I said something that offended everybody, but oh wait, there was some chat in there that I somehow missed. Oh yeah, 11R. So I think yeah, the VIPs are up like 11R, but it's only the 5th or the 6th. So that's pretty cool. Oh, we can look at big time. I'll look at big time next. And Soul Casino. Did we just look at that one, or I don't know? I'll look at that. I can't remember if that was one I looked at already. We'll look at that. We'll look at big time first. Big time. And Fyro. Okay. Let's see. I can't even type. Big time. I'm on my way and I'm making it. There's a horrible song for everybody. From probably the 80s, I guess. I don't know. Wait, I thought this one was like, oh, that's the perp. Isn't this one like way up off the lows? Wait, what? Why does it keep going to the? Where's the spot market on Binance? What am I doing here? I guess maybe there's not one. I don't know. We could look at it. That's weird. Why is it only on swaps? I mean, this is big cat. I don't know if that's... No, it looks like the same chart. Where's the best place to look at this thing? Let's see here. Big time. Yeah, I mean, this is... I guess this is, yeah, 2023 of October. So, well... I mean, even just looking at this, it's not really like reload zones. It looks like trend continuation, like I was talking about on Ethereum too. So like it is WE looking, and maybe it can push and take out these highs here, but it's not really like an investor location at this. I mean, it is new, so, or new-ish. I mean, it's since October. So I guess that, I don't know, maybe I should be looking at it on Deck Screener or something, but that looks like the same chart. That's October. So yeah, it's like if we drew some reload zones here, you know, it did come down into like Mountain Man, and it's sort of finding a little bit of support, but not a very nice looking W. That looks like a new low actually on the right side of the W. So just barely low is 29.2 and 29.4. So yeah, they barely just took out the low. So kind of a W, and you know, it kind of broke out here, but I mean, I think really when I see this, normally what I think would happen is it will sort of come back down and roll over. If it gets its act together here and takes off, then you might just have to patiently wait. But I'm not going to step in right here. I suppose Mountain Man, if you're really amped on this thing, but I'll probably just let it sort of, I mean, it's a good chance, whether it even goes a little higher, it comes up, tests the highs, it'll probably make its way down here. We'll see. It's not really my style to just go. I mean, I don't know. I suppose Mountain Man's okay. That's just a little bit lower, but yeah, it's okay. What else we got here? Soul Casino. That sounds fun. Yeah, my little I'm gonna blame it on Alex if it doesn't work. That's the cool thing about taking somebody else's idea. You can just blame them. I mean, it's just sitting there. I think it still has a good chance. Actually, it just hasn't quite doesn't have as much momentum as I'd hoped for. But I mean, it's still just sitting right at the. I mean, that's the W is a lot nicer on Soul on the versus Soul chart, but yeah, it's just sitting there. Why don't you guys all go and load up on it and push this thing higher? It probably doesn't have that much volume. Anyway, Soul Casino we'll look at here. It's probably these. Looks like one of those are about the same. So hopefully this is the right one. Looks like I have looked at it before. I can't remember when. I think we are just, actually, I feel like I was just talking about this on Sunday. I mean, it's below 78.6. Obviously had a huge run up. Location's totally good. There was a little W here. I suppose if you were fortunate enough to step in and buy that W, probably already got a free position. Even had like a nice retest the next couple days after. And now we're below that level. But I mean, there's no new bottom, and this is a pretty weak W to be fair. So there's not, I mean, location's fine. So if you want to take a nibble, okay. But I see like downside risk still, and I don't see a W. So like really the best thing to do would be just wait for a W whenever that comes in. It could be lower or it could be around this level. And you might even just think about drawing like a trend line. I mean, if you go from there, then it's like the next W is totally buyable. If you went from here, it kind of shows you how that's not really the type of trend line I like to draw, but it kind of shows where you're at in the trend. So it's like resistance is just right up above it still. So maybe it's better to just wait for a better bottom here. But I like that. I'm gonna save this to my list, and maybe if I see a W there, then I would take a shot. Just this low right here is a V bottom. It never really had a nice W back here, and that's almost kind of like a magnet. And even this tail to the downside is sort of a magnet too. So I kind of see lower here, in my opinion. Just there's more downside risk in this thing. So even if it came all the way down to the lows again, because that's a V bottom right there. And V bottoms often like to be tested. So yeah, it looks okay, but just wait for W, I'd say. I mean, even if you went to like a 4-hour chart, you're not going to see much structure to work with. Just kind of V bottoming on the 4-hour chart too. So it's not my favorite. I think just being more patient would be the best idea. What else is in here? Oh, what's Andre saying? Thoughts on miners being replaced by BTC ETFs and stock market? I mean, I think they'll both do fine. I mean, I don't know, because the ETFs, yeah, there's some people that trade those, and there's gonna be people that buy them for retirement accounts and stuff. But I feel like the BTC miners are still, they have tons of upside. They're gonna be making great money the higher Bitcoin goes. So, they're like earnings, engines. They'll be earning money. So I don't know. I don't see them going anywhere, to be honest. I think they're gonna do great. But maybe the ETFs suck up a little bit of the volume. But think about, like, it's like the ETF, and maybe I'm an idiot here. This is going to be out of my out of my jurisdiction of intelligence, but ETFs seem more like it'll be like new crypto money, like retirement accounts and pensions and older folks that want a little bit of action in Bitcoin, and it's not going to really, like, I think people are still going to trade these crypto stocks 100%, like small cap traders, small cap investors. I honestly, I don't see how they're not going to do well, but maybe I'm wrong, but I bet you they're going to do great regardless of the ETFs. But at the same time, W's a WW or whatever, good location. I'm not really going to get too caught up in the fundamentals. I'm too old and tired to try to outsmart the market. I'll just I'll just buy the W's. Yeah, I don't know. They have so much upside. Like I don't know. I've already talked about crypto stocks a lot, but man, I guess I don't really need to go and do that. There's so much upside in those things. And it's kind of like a no-brainer. If crypto's rising, they're going to rise too. Not to mention, I didn't really like. I think the small cap market's looking healthier in general too. The Russell 2000 still hasn't really, like, I wouldn't say it's trending higher here necessarily. It's trying, but I mean, it's looking generally positive. And after this long consolidation, the small caps haven't been doing anything while, like, Nvidia's ripping and all the sort of, the whole stock market's been fueled by like 7 stocks. And I honestly do think there's an ABCD building here. Like there's a ABCD move that's coming in to push small caps higher, and crypto stocks fall into the small cap market, and they're slowly starting to look better. So like I don't know what's going to happen here, but if this thing really starts trending higher here, that's just another plus for. I would even say crypto because I think there's probably some amount of correlation between small caps and crypto. Like if small caps are doing well, then I think crypto has the green light to do well. So I don't know. In general, this looks all relatively positive to me. I'm still not like aping into small caps. I had a swing trade on this Mind Med. This one, it's the only stock trade I've got. And then, well, I have some older ones like this HHS and stuff, but I'm not really like hunting too many stock trades per se. But they're starting to show up, so I'm feeling like a little bit better about those. Oh, Fyro, yeah. Fyro and 4. It was 4. I feel like Fyro, didn't this used to be XZC or something, or XWC like back a long time ago? I don't know, because I had it, and then it was like the Bittrex fiasco and stuff. I ended up, wow, that looks nice. Yeah, I mean, this one looks great. I mean, right away, I already have my fibs drawn off that level, and we did dip to a new low, so those fibs aren't as valid anymore. But still, we're below. You know, we're in that reload zone, but probably need to go here now and draw them off the low. And it looks like we're a little bit out of the reload zone. You know, to be fair, nice W right here though that has broken out. Got retested yesterday and being bought up, and so it's a little above the reload zone of this tight little reload zone. But that's the thing, is like that, I mean, that is a range, and that range might become just a big old wide W here as it breaks out. And so yeah, like, I mean, are you chasing outside the reload zone right here? Yeah, but at the same time, his location's still pretty good. Maybe look at it this way and draw off that, the actual low. Like I could drag my fibs back there and up to here, and you'll see that we're very much in 88.6 kind of territory, actually sitting right at 88.6. So I kind of like that fib better, to be honest, because I mean, that it's fine to use this one, but it's just a pretty tight range. And this is actually the low, so I feel like that's very valid. But either way, I mean, draw them how you want. I can see a couple things here. I mean, definitely the location's pretty good. Definitely have a weekly W right here that broke out and then got a pullback right away, and now there's another little W that just got tested. So I mean, there's a lot of reasons structurally that there's for a bottom here. And I look down at OBV and I see it trending higher, and I also even see divergences because we made a new low here from there to there, and OBV made a W, so the divergence came in back there, and everything's just kind of pushing higher still. OBV looks like it even made a new high here yesterday. Yeah, last week. Sorry, this is a weekly chart. Honestly, it seems good to me. I don't think I can go and grab. Oh, well, actually, CoinEx I might be able to now. I just, well, I've started a little CoinEx experiment, so we'll see how that goes. But didn't realize that you could sneak in on that exchange until another benefit of the group. One of the members told me that they had an account and they live in the same part of the world as me. So turns out I haven't done anything yet, but I might be able to buy some of these shit coins on CoinEx here. So this looks good. It looks awesome, actually. Throw this one in the list of buyables, I'd say. If you wanted to be a little more patient, you could probably still get filled down at my line here at 187, but also I could see just taking your little nibble here and just waiting. I mean, there's clearly plenty of upside in general. Everything's feeling pretty positive. Crypto's pretty uppy. There will likely be some sort of panic dump. So I don't want to ever pretend like I don't believe that. Like I'm very bullish, like in general, super bullish, to be honest. I just also know I mean, yesterday almost could have been it. Like it almost could have done it yesterday, but it wasn't that day where one of these days, all these green are going to be like 30% red. Like it'll happen. But is that a crypto's going to zero thing, or is that just like a buy opportunity? You got to figure that out for yourself. But So I'm not, uh, I don't know what I just did there. I lost my Fyro somehow. I do think, well, that's a totally different chart. I don't know what I just did. I must have been on my other. Do I have two? I have two of my same chart open. That's why. Well, look, I was drawing a head and shoulders here back in the past, which is actually still active. It hasn't really materialized very well. I was kind of looking for maybe something like that. Um, that's funny. I somehow just got onto two charts, but I'm just winging it here. Let's be honest. But everything I just said applies. Like, you know, if we get that 30% red in one day kind of thing that can easily happen at any moment, especially with Bitcoin teetering against the highs, this thing will probably fall apart here. But that doesn't mean that it's the story's over. I don't by any means. That's actually what I want to see happen. I don't. That's not going to change my bullish conviction to see some epic dump day. Because again, I think the chances of this low being taken out, like, well, on this coin it is pretty reasonable. Like if the whole market dumps, but on the higher flyers, like the ones that have already taken off, I don't think they're going to take the lows out anymore. To be honest, now I could be wrong, and I'm just saying I don't know. When I start seeing like long bottoms like this breaking out, then I start thinking. I mean, I remember even like a year ago saying there'll come a time where most of the market seems like it's got weekly W's and most of the market's taking off. And that'll be like when I start calling bull market. And it's starting to get closer to that. Like last year was like accumulation year, and now is more like bull market. I mean, hell. Just keep in mind that dump's going to come out of nowhere. And also keep in mind, I'm not trying to chase markets here. I'm not like trying to buy up here. Like you would have seen what would happen if you would have chased this thing right here. But when I look at something like this, man, why not take a shot? Hell, it looks pretty good. I mean, that just looks like Ren and CRV and all the other. I mean, like CRV looks the same basically. A little nicer W to be fair, but it's still same kind of idea here. It just looks like it's getting ready to go. So yeah, I like Fyro. Yeah, Zcoin, Bogdan. Yeah, was Zcoin XZC? I think it was. It was like a privacy coin because I remember it swapped to this Fyro. Well, not yeah. I just had Fyro up, but Paul's saying hit the like, hit the likes. Yeah, I guess we appreciate the likes on YouTube, and I suppose for the time being, I'll just keep. Sometimes I wonder why I do this. I'm not. I mean, I know why. It's fun to do, but it's a little. Actually, it's a little bit draining for me. I'm not gonna lie. Like it's fun for me to do, and I like doing it. But sometimes I feel really exhausted. Like when I hang up this call, I'll just be like, "Oh fuck." But it's not because I don't like. I like talking about charts, and I like trying to help people for sure. It makes trading feel more. It feels more fun for me than if I'm like kind of talking about it and trying to share what I know. But sometimes I don't know if I'm cut out to be a YouTuber. So sometimes I'm like, what the hell am I doing here? Talking on YouTube for what seems like hours at times. I don't know. Maybe doing these long ones are too much. I don't know. But for the time being, I'm going to keep doing this one on Wednesday and the other one on Sunday with Paul, and no plans on changing that. And I suppose, do I do any other talking on the internet? I guess that's, well, you know, we got Capule 1 going now. So on Fridays, I do another 2-hour live stream just for the school. And that's about the extent of it, I guess, for me right now. I don't do as much talking in the New York live stream. I mean, we live stream, 5 days a week for the New York session from about a half hour before the New York Open till for a couple hours. I usually stay pretty quiet. I'm usually trying to scalp the futures market, and just I'm pretty quiet in that, so I don't do so much talking. But that's more, every 5 days a week, those guys are basically framing trades. Lower time frame trades in crypto every day, 5 days a week. So if you're a premium member, that's a great time to get some trade ideas. And it's also a great time to just ask questions because there's a lot of downtime. And I know Paul's happy to entertain questions and talk about, trading in general. And And actually, if you're in our Capua One, that's another great place to sort of get some extra help, is just in those live streams. And Stefan's talking a lot there too. I'm staying a little more quiet. Of course, I'm not really like scalping crypto so much. You know, I like that Solana degen stuff, but it's a little more difficult for me being in the US. So I'm not really focused on that. If I'm going to scalp, I usually just scalp CME futures, not crypto. Cause I suppose I could trade Bitcoin futures, but honestly, I don't see any reason to. It's better to just trade like the stock indexes. They're just the way the futures contract's structured, it's better. And there's plenty of trades to be taken. So I'm not really focused on scalping crypto so much. But the group certainly is. And like I said, they're already up. I mean, some of their past trades, I mean, like the FET trade recently was an epic win. There's plenty of banger trades coming out of there. So if you're interested in trying to trade setups in crypto, I highly recommend. I mean, I don't even know what we charge, but it's not very much to be, yeah, we do charge money to have access to our premium group, but it's not very much. I mean, it's like $40 or something or less a month. And the amount of trade ideas that come out of there are insane. And the amount of learning that you could do just by hanging out is insane. And then of course, I mean, we are kind of heading into this sort of point of the market where we might move into more of like a trend continuation kind of thing, like something like render or something might not ever come back down. Like, I mean, we have to be, I don't know, some of these that look like this, they might not come all the way back down. So we might have to be a little bit more active in trend continuation trading or lower time frame trading. And we have our THG trend set up, and you get access to that as a premium member. And that's going to be a good way to sort of, whether it's swing trading or even like 5-minute chart trading, as a way of kind of capitalizing on something like render that's very strong, but might not come back down to investor levels. I'm not saying it won't. It might, but it might not. And we might only get we could start thinking about trend continuation trades on stuff like this, even on the weekly chart, just by drawing Collins pump chaser zone, which currently got retested yesterday. That's a bright box. I don't know why that's like that, but whew, something changed. Look at that. Yesterday during that dip, that's pretty good example of a bull market. Like, at any moment a bull market can pull back to 38.2s. And, sure enough, yesterday, well, I guess it happened before. So that's interesting. So it wasn't actually 38.2 because at that point, this was just like that. So 38.2 is actually down against these highs. So it didn't even get that deep of a dip, but damn. Point still stands though, going forward. If we don't get this dip that we want in some of these, then this becomes, this is the next point of interest on render. I'll just say that, like, if render can come back down into like $5-6 and start Wing out here, there might be longs to be had. You can't really chase it here at the moment. So if we get into this kind of trend continuation type environment, then the THG is going to work really well. And last week during the show, I even, even just the 1 hour THGs, like I started looking at these last week, and we were just showing like some of the trades that had come in lately, even as a swing trader. And even render, this one would have gotten stopped out here. So depending on if you were entering in here, you would have been stopped out. But if you were entering back here when it was firing, that's like even render here of late, like that was an entry right there. Which you would still be long. Well, it depends. You probably would have gotten stopped out right here, actually. So you would have maybe gotten stopped out at 3-1. So not by THG standards, a 3-1 sort of like that's not that exciting. But nonetheless, if you maybe still had your stop and scratch or whatever, you would have been up quite a bit more here. But point being, like this kind of trading is going to be very effective in a bull market. We could pull up any of these like stronger-ish names here and probably see something similar, like like CRV was what I meant to see. That's been one of late. Like, so what's CRV doing here? Yeah, the problem was yesterday would have washed everybody out because there was sort of a big move yesterday. This one was a little choppy. Yeah, this one might not be the best for a 1 hour chart. It's kind of thin. Uh, but the same logic still applies. You know, like this W came in here, broke out into an uptrend. So entries like right here or right here, or even like up here, a little bit more chasey, but those are all valid. And they all produced like decent, like that one was a nice one. I mean, you might have hit, this one was technically valid, but it was a little early. There wasn't a lot of, well, there wasn't really a breakout yet either. This W would have been better to wait for. But nonetheless, if you would have taken a, you know, this one here, depending on where you put your stop, you know, it's obviously up quite a lot now. However, there was a couple chances where you probably got stopped out. Like here, you probably got washed out on a trailing stop. So a little choppier on this one, but point still stands. Like this kind of trading is going to be very helpful, and this is like what we're doing every day in that New York session is basically. And I'm looking at the hourly chart. I mean, these guys trade these on the 5-minute chart to a lot more opportunities, and so that's part of what we do. But anyway, I think I'm getting close to the end here. Andre saying he missed his bid on FXS. Yeah, so I mean, there wasn't quite enough of a dip is the crappy thing. It wasn't the dip we're looking for. That's not it. FXS. Well, this one dipped a little bit more. Actually got reload zone tags, it looks like. Mount Man tag. So that is what we're looking for, man. And to be fair, maybe this still has to come back down again. But like that's the kind of stuff that's gonna happen here. This is a good example. This is what the future has in store for us, I think, in altcoins. And this is what we want. Is just some sort of dip down into reload zones. I can update my chart here. I had my reload zone from an old high. But like, you know, you could see my level down here against the W. I wouldn't be surprised to still see this come down into here. But this is the kind of thing that can happen any day of the week going forward. If Bitcoin comes off a good chunk, and these things could all just dump right down into those W's that I like to talk about. And that's those, like, I think DMAC was in here. Or somebody was saying, where's the sniper levels at in the chat here? I can't remember who was saying that. Those are the sniper levels. You got to have your bid working down here. Just so, I mean, even here, a Mountain Man bid wouldn't have been the worst. And you're looking pretty okay today. That's that dump that I think could happen. Like, now does render come all the way down? I don't know. It's clearly one of the strongest coins over the last year. So maybe not that one, but there's probably going to be a lot that do. I mean, that freaking SPA is just that's exactly the stuff that, I mean, same kind of thing is like just ripped down into that level and then just took off. That's that dump that I'm looking for in altcoins. Almost wanted to happen yesterday and just not really. I mean, not even close on like the sort of stronger names. But yeah, so bummer, Andre, but you'll probably still get your chance. Yeah, he's saying gotta have the bids working. I mean, if you don't have like this one, if you don't have your bid working, you're not gonna get a filled. And if I have my bid working, just put your bid above mine. Fuck. And then I won't get filled and you will. But yeah, we'll see when that happens. I mean, for the moment, it just probably goes like on the names that are viable that I was talking about. I mean, I did talk about a handful of them that are pretty viable here. Like maybe go like half of your bid size or something, so that you're kind of accounting for the fact that like they're the ones that didn't perform yet, and they're gonna probably pull back deeper if there's a broader market pullback. Because I do think there will be one more dip. I don't know exactly how it's going to look, but I do think there will be some sort of dip. So it is what it is. I guess I'll leave it to there today. I don't know what my crochet's doing here. Still nothing. Not a lot happening on crochet, so see what happens. What was that other one that I wanted to keep watching? Shit, I already forgot. Soul Casino was one, but there was the other one. What was the other It's in the chat. I'll have to go look up the YouTube chat. There was one that I did want to keep watching. Solana name. Soulcade. Oh wait, did we look at Soulcade? That was the gamer one, right? I think that was. Yeah, this one. Oh wait, maybe not that one. There was one that was looking like I wanted to keep watching it. It might turn around, or it might set up. I'll have to figure that out. But that's it for me. It's a solid 2 hours of chatting. Thanks for joining me if you're listening still. And I guess I'll be back on Sunday. And I guess I'll just end by mentioning that we are taking registrations for our next Capital One. So if you do want to learn how to trade, we've created what we think is the most simplified approach to getting you executing trades right away in the market. And I think it sets a good base for learning. And combined with, I mean, our whole thing is, it's like not just school. It's more like you got to become part of our group and start. It's like the actual Capital One spends 3 months walking through all the planning and risk management and setups and technical analysis, but really it's more like a year-long endeavor where you're going to spend 3 months getting all the tools down, and then 1 month trading directly with Paul and I, and then really 8 more months trading directly with Paul and with the whole New York session group or London people or just the group in general all the time. It becomes like sort of a year-long thing where only 3 months of it's like the school part. So it's not just like some course that we're like, sending you a bunch of videos and that's it. It's designed to be much more of a, the whole point is to get executing trades as quickly as possible, honestly. I don't say quickly because I think you should rush. That's not the same thing. It's like, I say quickly more in the sense that like, it's sort of weeding out all the endless rabbit hole that you can go down as someone trying to learn how to trade, where you're using tools, chasing a bunch of different people's approaches and trying to learn different setups from different people and all that stuff. We try to just like get rid of all that, try to, ironically, like we trade in a very simple way. Actually, it's not really that complicated. So it's like getting that all down and then just starting to execute and get reps in. Just start taking trades, getting stopped out if that's what it takes a bunch. Just refining your plan, trying again. Taking small amounts of risk, but actually putting risk in the market, not like paper trading. And it's a whole year of that. And I mean, the more we head into this bull market, it's not like you're running out of time, but it's just like trading THG, like I was saying earlier, through the bull market. It's a good time to get that under your belt and start using it so that you can take advantage of the next year or so where it's going to be a relatively uppy market, chances are. And that's what we're trying to show people. We're just trying to build out our group. We want to have as many solid professional traders in our group as possible. Just because, like I was showing earlier, I take all the trades that everybody else talks about. I'm not. I'm trying to do my part and highlight good trades too, but it's really handy to be able to just open up the group every day and just be able to get some ideas right off the bat. And if everybody's kind of seeing the market in a similar way, then we can all kind of see the same things, and then we just have a million eyeballs on the same trades. Very helpful. So if you're interested in that, reach out to me on Twitter or on Discord, either one. Join our Discord if you're listening to this and you're new anyway. Join the free side and just pop in and say hey, and at least you'll get access to all of our investment kind of ideas through that free room. And that's about all I have to say. So join our giveaway, like I said earlier, if you're not already in it. That goes for everybody, premium members. Everybody can pile into that, except Paul and me and Stefan, or I don't know, whoever's cut out. Maybe there's some more that get cut out. But I'll leave it at that. Thanks for joining me. I will see y'all soon, and have a good rest of your evenings or days or wherever you're at in the world. And maybe I'll see you guys in the New York session tomorrow. So take care. Bye-bye.